day and welcome back to my channel. I'm starting out this video talking face to face. I know sometimes we start out a little more slowly, but I wanted to get right into it because I have a really fun weekend coming up and I want to take you guys along. Maybe even a little bit more than a weekend. I'll let you know what's going on here in just a second, but for right now I will say that Josh and I are headed away on a little staycation, not sure which category it fits in best, but we're leaving all 4 kids for the first time. Our baby just turned a year old, so I'm very excited about it. It's a very short amount of time, but we're both so excited to just get away for a little bit. I told Josh I would make us iced lattes for the road. Well, I'm making myself an iced latte, and then Josh is gonna have a hot latte. That's both of our go-tos. And I realize I'm like known as the girl in here who's always making the extra coffee drinks. Like I have showed you guys so many different yummy make-at-home syrup. And I'm a firm believer that you do not have to go to a coffee shop to get a good coffee. Even if you don't have an espresso machine, I've showed so many different cold brew options on here and stuff as well. So I thought today I'd just show you how I like to make a classic maple iced latte. And you can compare it to your version if you make them at home and see if there's something you want to adopt into your routine. Or maybe you never made one before and I can convince you to try it. So if you don't have an espresso machine, I encourage you to look up how to make cold brew. I like 2/3 cups grounds to 3 cups of water, and I do 12 hours overnight in a French press. And you can do kind of the same method with cold brew. You'll just want a little more coffee and a little less milk, because the water content's a little higher. But for today's maple iced latte, I'm starting just with a big glass. Yes, this one's really pretty, but you could use just, I love pint mason jars. They're just so versatile, they're so easy, and they're the perfect size. They're nice and big, because the first step is starting out with a lot of ice. So I am using Pebble ice here, which is actually not the best for iced lattes. The smaller your ice chips are, the faster they will melt. So the ice is gonna melt into my coffee drink a little more quickly than larger ice cubes will, but I just love the consistency of Pebble ice, and I do have this linked in the description box. It's a little pricey. There's often sales that will run, and I think it would be the perfect gift to ask for Mother's Day if you want to spend a little more this year. But either way, ice of whatever kind, fill your mason jar or your glass half full with that. And then I brew a double shot of espresso. If you don't have an espresso machine, I would say use a cup of cold brew, but you will have to tweak that a little bit depending how strong you brew it. All that kind of thing. That's kind of for another video. But I don't want to leave out you guys that don't have an espresso machine. I get a lot of questions about my Smeg espresso machine. Yes, it's adorable. It's very cute. I love it. It's not fully automatic. I still have to grind my beans ahead of time, which I've done already. Someday we're gonna upgrade to admittedly a less cute espresso machine, but it will be fully automatic. But until then, I do love this one. It doesn't take up a lot of counter space. It is adorable. I got it mostly for free using some points Josh had from work, so that's why I have it, and it is my pride and joy. She's so pretty. I can link her below, but it's not a must by any means. So here I have my beautiful poured shot of espresso. It's been sitting here for a little bit, which is fine because this is gonna be for my iced latte. This cup is from my grandma. She sadly has passed away, but I got a bunch of these little mini mugs in her estate sale. So I use this green glass cup as my espresso shot cup. So it works out great. Now, I have a bone to pick. I know a lot of people like to just dump their shot over their ice. Something about what it does to the flavor profile of the coffee and all this, that. I don't like to do that because it immediately starts melting your ice. I like to put the milk in first. And if you look online, there's a lot of different debates. Some people like it this way, some people like it the other way. You do you, but this is how I like to do it. Now, let me break down my espresso shot here a little bit. This is where you're getting your flavor from a maple iced latte because you're not adding a lot of other flavors. And there is a reason why maple lattes are so popular and why they're a favorite, because it lets the coffee shine. And I don't know, let's be honest, there's some coffees out there that are not born to shine. So I like to be pretty picky about the coffee I use. This is Mama Java Espresso Intenso. That is their espresso blend, so it is nice and dark, as you can see here. You can get a lot of different ones out there, but this one, I used to experiment a lot, but the reason I was experimenting is because I was never truly 100% satisfied. And then when I found Mama Java, this is actually a Mennonite run founded company, which is really exciting for me. And this video is really exciting for me too, because they are sponsoring this portion of today's video, which is so exciting. Now, let's be honest, I live in Lancaster County. There's so many different ways to get coffee. Like, we're not in a coffee desert by any means, but I will still pay for the shipping to get Mama Java shipped to me because it is that good. Now, there's actually some retailers here in Lancaster County that carries them. Good store. You can get it at the White Magnolia coffee truck. But they ship all over the country, I believe to Canada as well. So definitely check them out. I like to get the whole beans, grind them, but on their website they have a plethora of options. Some of their most popular beans are toddler proof, which is a little bit darker of a roast, messy bun. They have one called dad joke fuel, and yeah, you just have to go on there and see what strikes your fancy. Personally, I have another order coming on Monday, and I always get the espresso intenso, the messy bun, and then I like to switch it up and try something else. And they've now started offering organic options, so that's what I typically get. And when your bag comes in the mail, you'll definitely want to pause and read the back before you grind the beans and throw the bag away. I grind my beans and store them in this little ceramic jar. It doesn't have any light. That's kind of important. You don't want light to be getting into your beans. But whenever I order coffee from them, I like to play a little game and see when it's roasted. And often it's roasted like literally 2 days before I ordered or 2 days after, like right in that window. It's amazing. It's such fresh beans. But anyway, my beans come in the mail. I grind them, throw the bag away often. But before you throw your bag away, look at the back and read what they're doing with Water for Good, which is so exciting. It just breaks my heart that there's even a need for a nonprofit like this, but Water for Good is all about getting access to safe water, improved sanitation, and hygiene in places where it is needed most. And so it's a coffee that not only tastes good, but you can feel good about where your money's going. Again, like I said, it is a Christian-owned company, and I just am all about them. This is the coffee beans we drink around here, and the coffee beans we give as gifts. My favorite coffee truck in this area also uses these beans. And what I think is really special is it says here on the back, in 80% of households without safe water, women and girls are responsible for gathering the day's water. This takes them away from activities like working and going to school, trapping them in a cycle of poverty. So I don't know, I just feel really connected to women all around the world when I donate or give to Water for Good. I think it's just an amazing organization, and it is also near and dear to Mama Java as well. So if you want to try them, definitely use my code meganfox, and it's going to give you 10% off with Mama Java. They have 5-pound bags now as well, and definitely check out their organic options. I love their decaf coffee beans as well. So I know there's a lot of coffee companies out there, but Mama Java is every coffee lover's dream, and I think you guys should check them out, especially with the 10% off coupon. Again, that is meganfox at checkout. I'll put that information for you down below. Now, the reason I think a lot of people dump their espresso into their cup first is because they don't measure. They just kind of dump and look at the color. And honestly, I think the way of hitting it out of the park every time is just to measure. It's really not that much work. I poured my milk into here. I have a little under 200 ml, and I'm going to add my maple syrup to this and froth it up a little bit. So this is going to be 3 tablespoons of maple syrup because that's how I like it, to a double shot of espresso. 1, 2. Maple syrup is not a compromise when it comes to sweetening your coffee. I know it is better than some alternative sweeteners out there, but it's also, it just pairs really good with coffee beans, I feel. And then I'm just going to use my frother here and froth it up a little. I do have an automatic frother that I get out sometimes when I'm making the kids hot chocolates and things like that, but today we're just trying to get out the door here, so I'm going to be quick about it. So there's my milk and my maple syrup. I'm going to pour that over my ice. As you can see, it fills up a lot of the cup, you know? Okay, now the espresso shot goes on top. Ooh, I love that fade. As you can see it going down there, so pretty. Now, I frothed my milk up pretty much, so this is getting to look pretty full, and I still want to add a little bit of cream in there yet. I don't have a pretty jar for this at the moment, but that's okay. We just need a splash of cream yet. You're definitely not going to want to skip the heavy whipping cream if you're using the cold brew method, because there's more water content in that, and the heavy cream just gives a better, creamier mouthfeel. And you can use less sweetener when you use cream. Woo! I'm making a mess. So there's my iced latte. I'm going to go ahead and make Josh his hot one off camera because I like to make that really fast, really quick. I use my frother over here to foam up the milk, make it hot. and we just are gonna jump in the car and go. I used to brew my espresso shots over chocolate chips or like a bar of chocolate sometimes, just to get a little bit of like a chocolate flavor going on, which is still really good, but you do not need that. It already has notes of caramel and chocolate just naturally in the beans, the way they're grown. And I don't know, it's just a really, really good coffee drink right from home, ready to hit the road. By the way, I'll link these straws. They're so fun. They come in a bunch of colors in like a 5-pack, 6-pack. And I do sell these cups on my website. I think there's a few left anyway. And just like that, okay, not really, but the kids are finally dropped off, and it was so cute. We were leaving the house, and my little sister, who still lives with my mom and dad, she was getting a recipe printed off online, and they were gonna like bake cookies and stuff together. It was so cute, while the little boys take their naps and everything. So I have zero mom guilt. I know we get asked that question sometimes, if you feel guilty leaving your kids. It's just for like the next 24 hours, so it'll be fine. But no, I do not feel guilty. Do you feel guilty?
No.
I just feel a little bit like nervous for my mom. Basically,
right.
like I feel guilty like we dumped the kids off of my mom for 24 hours. But yeah, so that's the only guilt maybe I would feel. I just feel like I should be paying my mom hundreds and hundreds of dollars to watch her grandkids, because I know 4 children is a lot of work. Anyway, we are at Wegmans, which is like the fanciest, bougiest grocery store, I would say, in our area. I've been here once before. It was their opening week. There's also a Whole Foods in our area. I guess that could be also classified in that department, but they wouldn't have as much stuff. You know, Whole Foods is way more health focused and everything. So the idea is we're gonna go in here, get some sparkling drinks, get some like meat and cheese and some fancy crackers, and maybe, I think they have an olive bar in here, which you're not gonna partake, but maybe I will. And maybe you wanna get some shrimp or something. I don't know. We'll see what they have. They have so much like prepared stuff ready to go. And depending what they have, we'll just get supper, so we can eat supper where we're going. I didn't even tell them what we're doing. So basically, my friend here on Instagram, Barb, her and her husband have a couple different short-term rental properties. I always wanted to stay at their Roundtop estate, and finally we're making it happen this weekend, just for one night. But there's a hot tub there. They were so nice and said we could bring the kids, but we're like, no. We're gonna see if we can swing this just into like a little couples evening. So we're very excited. It's situated in a really beautiful place, and yeah, it's just gonna be us two for about 27 hours, I would say. You think we'll still have time to go to laptops?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow
after, yeah. I would say, I don't know why we wouldn't. If your mom's willing to watch the kids, let's make use of the time and go pick out the countertops.
Yeah, we want to go look at countertops for our...
I don't think it's going to take long. Like, I think there's going to be like a couple options that you like.
And then one of them will be in my price range. Yeah. Oh man, anyway, how was your latte, by the way?
It's good. The flavor was really good. You know, I could taste a little bit of maple syrup and stuff. It wasn't very hot, but it's fine. I like it was still very good.
Yeah, until you actually got to drinking it.
I would, you know, pop it in the microwave and heat it up.
Yeah,
get it hotter.
I kind of made it in a hurry.
Yeah.
But he goes through coffee even more than I do, and you like the medium blends pretty much, right? Like I think you like the messy bun. The toddler proof is a little dark, but Brandon really likes that stuff.
I love the messy bun. That's my favorite. Yep.
It cracks me up. I never got you that dad joke feel stuff yet, but that's like a really dark blend. I don't think you'd like it as good.
Yeah. But
yeah. Anyway, let's go in here. It's a little food adventure. He's appeasing me.
Right.
Because I love exploring new grocery stores, and I feel like every time we're at a grocery store, it's like get in and get out type of thing. So this is going to be a little more of a culinary food adventure, I guess you could say. Oh, wow. $4 for this little guy. Look at them, $4 each. They're so cute though. Strawberries, $3 a pop. Oh my word, that is so cute. Look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, Josh packed whoopie pies from home, but now I'm like regretting that decision. Look at all this stuff. My goodness. Oh, look at the little tarts. Okay, I want carrot cake so bad, but Josh will not even look at it, so I think I'll compromise with him and get something else. What do we want, Josh? A cheesecake?
Plain.
How about the sun-dried? Sun-dried Perfect. And then they have all the to-go meals. He trapped us in the meat section.
Yep, I'm just looking.
Right. Is this a normal price? I don't know. We buy our steaks in bulk from a whole cow, so. Look at this cheese. Oh, cheese heaven. Look at this, Josh. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I ever saw gorgonzola in real life. Like, look at that. Josh, should we do some caviar? Oh my goodness, they're pretending to be child friendly. They have a train going. That's hilarious because this place is so expensive. Okay, the most important section is always the pickle section. They got grillos, kimchi, sauerkraut. Wow. What are you doing? We are here to buy food.
Crackers.
Not chemicals in a can.
Well, it's...
My goodness. My friend said this place is the best sushi, but I don't do sushi. It's pretty, I can admire it with my eyes, but it's just, I don't like sushi. Okay, let me give you a little tour of this place. First, we have this adorable little kitchen. It looks like they gave us, see this? We don't even need baked goods. They gave us cupcakes. A little welcome note. We have the fancy coffee machine. My question is, do you think most people that come here even know how to use this? I guess they all have one, probably.
Well, you're going to make it for me, right?
Right, yes. Oh my goodness, now look at this. It's like just one big wet room. Look at that. Very cute. And then right here, this is the little living room. So you have the living room, right? And then look up. That's where we're sleeping tonight. Oh my goodness, let's go up and look at it now, Josh. Actually, you already saw the view, but right there it is. So pretty. You know what? Like, I wanted to do this in the winter because I thought the hot tub would be most exciting in the winter, but think how pretty this would be in the spring, summer, fall. Like, wow. And way out there you can see the river. And then up the flower petal strewn staircase, we have the bedroom. Down there's our sparkling grape juice and some chocolates. Okay, so I'm very glad we did not do too much like research, phone exploring, you know, trying to figure out what to do in this area because we're just gonna stay here till 11 o'clock tomorrow, I think. Maybe if we get hungry, we'll go get some takeout or something, I don't know. But this place is so pretty. Like, I don't wanna leave. Oops, I think Josh is locked out. Here, sorry.
By the way, you see that sign?
What?
It says there's a hiking trail right up top.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, uh-oh, your expensive cheesecake. Goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys want a little grocery haul. So first of all, we got 2 slices of cheesecake, his and hers. I'll let you guess whose is whose. I want to do a little cheese board, so I got like a little antipasto salad that has olives and stuff in it. Josh will not be eating that, but that's for me. And then he wanted the little mozzarella balls. I'm sure we'll have plenty of leftovers for the kids for their lunches. This is for my mom. I need to put that in the fridge. But I had to get her a fancy juice. Couldn't decide which one looked better. So we got a tangerine and an orange. So you know me, I just can't say no when I see pretty packaging. We're gonna try this mint and pineapple kombucha. I will anyway, Josh probably not so much. And then Josh likes green tea and I like mango, so I don't know. It was so pretty. I had to try it. So I know I've seen that brand around before. Also, Josh wanted beef jerky and he decided to try the store brand Wegmans beef jerky. And of course, some sparkling grape juice, which was kind of pointless because they left that with our honeymoon package here. Caramelized pecans. Oh, this is our bagels. We got a plain bagel and a cinnamon raisin bagel for the morning. You want to guess what our bill is? I'll tell you at the end. Fontina and 26-month aged cheddar cream cheese for the bagels. Josh likes the plain best. And then I don't know what got into Josh. He's like, I want popcorn. I didn't even know he liked popcorn. Josh, you know this has no flavor, right? It's just original popcorn, salted. Also, this is why I hold my husband's hand in the grocery store, because if I let go of it, this is the kind of things he puts in the cart. It's like his favorite junk food. And then I got pita crackers. I thought the store brand looked interesting. Garlic parm. Thought that'll go good with the cheese. I really shouldn't have bought these, but I was feeling it. I don't know how we're gonna eat all this, but this is snacks for a while. We'll let the little honeymoon continue into next week. When the kids go to bed, we can eat more of our fun snacks. Speaking of fun snacks, Josh and I were in the chocolate section for a while. I wanted this brand's 55% dark chocolate, but they didn't have any of it, so I'm gonna try their milk. I'm sure it's good. Josh was just like, he wants anything with milk chocolate and almond, so he decided to try the Wegmans brand. And then also, I do not love the packaging on this chocolate, but I think it's really good. I think I've had it before. This is just the milk chocolate again. So they didn't really have any dark chocolate that looked super appealing to me, sadly. Oh, and I had no idea this was in there. Did you buy this at the register? He's never without a bag of seeds. This time he decided he wanted the dill pickle version. Do you like these? Have you had it before?
Not that brand. I'd buy Biggs.
Biggs is what you normally get. Okay, David's is this one. Okay, so that entire bill, that entire grocery haul, are we prepared? Brace yourself, was $133. But this was in the plan. We planned this all along. Instead of going out for a fancy supper, we decided to do fancy snacks and enjoy the property instead of wasting hours and hours at a sit-down restaurant. We can do that some other time. Oh my goodness. Okay, Barb and David literally thought of everything. This place is so thought out. It's so pretty. I think we're gonna go on a walk up on the ridge now and see if we can see the river. And because technically the river winds right around this whole mountain, so you can see it this way and it's also that direction. So yeah, we're gonna go look around. There's technically ATVs here and stuff I think you can rent, or like electric bikes. It's too cold for that, but if you would come in the summertime, that would be so fun. Josh.
What?
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
More cupcake?
I mean, I don't want to get up. Maybe for a cupcake I would get up though. Sure, I'll take one bite. Okay, do we just like break it in half or just bite into it?
I mean, I say be pure animalistic
Yeah,
with it.
just say why be polite? That's definitely Midnight Bakery coated.
Amish.
That's so good.
Amish bakery. Oh, so good, Megan.
Why did we spend $12 on cheesecake again?
Well, I didn't know they would have all these goodies.
I know, I didn't either. I should have thought about it. They thought of everything from head to toe, from roof to rafters. Wait, roof to rafters? That's the same thing.
Didn't go very far.
Yeah. Okay, we are back from our little hike. It was very cold, but almost like it just woke me up again. I was feeling a little drowsy. There was no clearing lookout, but the whole time we were walking, you could see the bending of the river and everything. But now I'm gonna make us a little cheese board and we're gonna go sit out in the hot tub, thaw ourselves out. And while I make that, I thought I would sip on a drink. So we're gonna open this kombucha, try it out. Pretty good. It's not super icy though, so I'm gonna pour it over ice. Ooh. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's pretty good, but I've had better. Good morning. We just pulled into a coffee shop here. We peeled ourselves away from the Roundtop Estates. That was called the Chalet, if you decide to book, and it was awesome. Like, the grounds are amazing. We were walking around more this morning.
There's a ton of stuff to do there.
Yeah.
They have the pond. There's like a pond where you could take paddle boards out. No, it's wintertime. It's cold. There was ice on the
Yeah.
pond, so
It
we
was
weren't doing
still
that.
so
but
beautiful, yeah.
hiking trails. You can rent golf carts and bikes. Yeah, you could spend a lot of time there. It's really cool.
Yeah, and
It's a big place.
Barb and Dave and their business partners have several different vacation rentals and short-term rentals and stuff. They look amazing. I want to go stay at every single one. So I will put the link down below if you guys want to stay at the Roundtop Estate. I'm sure all the other places are just as thought out. Like everything was, no stone was left unturned. They did.
It was really cool.
A perfect experience all around. They really thought of everything.
Yep.
And just, you can tell when people put thought into, like we were reminiscing. One of our first experiences with an Airbnb was in California.
Yeah.
And it was,
It was
to
not
say the
great.
least, it was not great.
Not
it was like a
great.
shared space with somebody else.
It was not great.
And it felt like they just like dropped everything and left for the weekend, and we were staying in their house, in their bed. And it was just
weird.
It was a learning experience for us.
Yeah.
And so, anyway.
But Airbnb, a lot of that stuff has come a long way. Like
Back in 10 years ago.
I was gonna say, like that was kind of the beginning where people were just starting to do that. Put your house on Airbnb. Like it was like I don't know that would fly today anymore. Like,
no, the competition's so much better.
Yeah.
But you can save 15% by using the link down below. So go for that. Like by booking directly, it's always the way to go. And you know, you'll be working with nice people too. So thank you so much, Barb, for gifting us a night away. It was so needed.
It was fun.
We loved it more than we were even. I feel like our week was so busy we didn't have hardly time to look forward to it.
Yeah.
And then we got there, it was just like we dropped. And
it was like, here we are. And it was
blissful.
great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I want a hot tub. But
Yeah.
the hot tub without the view
No.
is just not the same.
Yeah, that's half of it. The hot tub in the woods, just
With
sitting
the
there
view.
listening to the waterfall that was right there beside the hot tub was pretty cool.
That was neat.
So.
But anyway, we're gonna go get some breakfast here, and then we're gonna be a little productive, use our time wisely. Since we have about 27 hours with a babysitter, no kids, we're gonna go to Lap's Tops. Lap is the last name around here, and they sell countertops.
So it's lap tops is what it's called.
It's not Lap's Tops.
No, it's lap tops.
You won't forget the name, Laptops. Yeah. So. Oh man, but I'm excited to look at what granite, marble, all the stuff.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up getting like quartzite or something. Who knows?
Marble.
Yeah, I don't want marble
But
anyway.
it's granite. Yeah, a lot of granite. So.
But yeah, that was the smartest decision. Just stop at the grocery store on the way. We didn't have to leave one time.
Yep.
But now we're hungry.
Now we're hungry.
ready to go. So.
Fox.
Oh yeah, see, this is gorgeous. I want this is what I'm looking for, like a warm quartz, like there's some gray in it, but it's also warm too. You know, like there's some other colors in. Yeah, I'm sure you have options. Yeah. Yeah. Purple, not for me. Look at this. Now that's a certain style of kitchen there. That's. Yeah, makes sense. We're not doing a waterfall down into the, no, okay. I mean, whatever. I'd rather put the budget towards the kitchen, so. So what are we looking at here, Josh? What is this stuff? Wait, G, that means it's crazy expensive, right? Very busy. What are you picturing in the laundry like in?
Yeah, so I'll show you the larger vein, or the wider vein is very gray, and then the smaller vein here is the blue.
Okay, it's maybe a little more dramatic than I was envisioning, but it would be a beautiful backsplash. Okay, we are home again. It's actually a couple days later. Same sweater though, but as you can see here, our laundry is already being ripped out. So I was very glad we got to go and look at the different countertops and see what we were looking for. I'm not as picky about my mudroom as I'm gonna be about my kitchen. I mean, I want to pick my favorite for everything when it comes to the mudroom, but I also don't want to dump a ton of money into the mudroom, but it also has to be super functional. So I'm trying to find the balance of all three of those things, you know, affordable, beautiful, and functional. But aren't we all, right? Anyway, I just really enjoyed this trip, and I was thinking, what did I want my takeaway to be for you guys for this video? Sure, I showed you some yummy food and some pretty spaces, and you know, we started the video out talking about Mama Java coffee and how to make an amazing iced latte, so don't forget to check them out down below. But I think my real takeaway from this video is I just want you guys to know know that our marriage is not perfect, and anything good that comes out of it always takes time. And with our children getting older, alone time is just like way different than it was 2 years ago even. Like we used to be able to chit chat and they would just ignore us. And now I feel like our time has literally been cut into a third of what it used to be maybe. We still have the early bedtimes for the young kids, so we do get to chat in the evenings. And you know, it's just us then. But I guess my takeaway for you guys is make time some way, somehow, even if it's just sitting together on a park bench while your kids play at the park. We did that so much last summer. You know, didn't want to get a babysitter, but we also wanted some talking times or going on a walk. You know, the kids kind of bike ahead. It can still be a little chaotic, and you definitely don't get into those deep heart-to-hearts like you would on an exotic getaway like we just had. But, you know, I think about it sometimes when I'm grouchy at Josh, or we're like annoyed at each other, or we're just like co-parenting. And, you know, those it happens once in a while, those ruts where it's like, oh yeah, we're not just like coworkers trying to run a household and keep children alive. We're actually lovers and friends and all those things, you know? So it's in those moments when things aren't just going swimmingly and smooth as butter, you know, I like to think about my children. And the best thing, you know, I love my children to death, but I think about it, how can I love my children the best? Obviously, it's by loving their dad. And when we take time for us, it's also in the end benefiting our children. So I'm not saying you need to go take a trip or anything like that, but I am saying to prioritize just some face-to-face chat, talk, put the phone down when you both come to bed, that kind of thing, and just reconnect. It's always, always worth it. And if you are looking for a great little Bible study / guided talk, I would say look into The Art of Marriage. We took that class one time at a local church. It was like a brethren church, and we loved it so much. We did take it with a group of other couples, but you could probably do it on your own. I think it would be less affordable that way, but yeah, there's a DVD series and then a workbook to go through. And we have saved our notebook from that series, and we go back to it again and again. It has so many good topics and just things to discuss. And I think what I forget sometimes is that we are allowed to change, and you can go through those exact same questions and discussions 2 years apart, and you might have completely different answers because life has morphed you and you've changed a little bit, you know, and not in a bad way. It doesn't have to be in a bad way anyway. So if you are blessed to be part of a marriage, I just pray that you would find time for it this week, I guess. That's my wish for you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. They're walking past us. Bye. Were they looking?
I don't know. They're like walking through the middle of the parking lot.
Yes, I'm filming. They weren't even looking at us.
I think the old man just forgot where he parked.
You cannot point fingers.
Well, the store is over there, and they walk from over there and walk past going that. They're going. I don't know what.
You know how to get everywhere and anywhere. You know all highway numbers and names and.
Right.
Like you always know which direction's up. You're like a cat. You always can point north no matter where you're at. But for some reason, you get me and him in a vehicle together. Where are you headed?
I'm going to play ball.
Ain't your Sunday clothes? I caught it on camera. Oh my word, not everybody believes me.
What?
I would say 50% of the time we head somewhere, we actually get there without turning around.
Okay.
He always gets into stories and forgets where he's going. It happened again right now. We took like a 4-minute detour to turn around and come back here to Wegmans. So I don't know what it is about me and my scintillating conversations. You claim you never do it when I'm not along.
Well, I don't, because there's nothing distracting me.
So I'm a distraction.
Correct. If I ever get pulled over, I'll say it was driving while distracted.
My fault. Oh my goodness.
DWD.